It is Uncle Vigilante, Uncle V, and you know what? I unapologetically cover Epic Cash. Welcome. It is Wednesday, noon Eastern time. And as we are wont to do, usually I have Max Freeman with me on the line, and he just may well join us. But we actually have a very special guest. If you are in Telegram at all, you know her as Bad Wolf. And she does security for a living, but this is Kim Schofield. So welcome, Kim. Appreciate you joining the show. And, you know, we really do our best as a community, I believe, to be able to heighten people's awareness to security in crypto. You are your own bank. You've heard me say it before. If things go south, if things go wrong, and you decide you need to call customer service department, your own cell phone's going to ring and the customer service is probably going to suck. So this is where you have to be really, really mindful and careful. And so I wanted Kim to come on to be able to, well, at first, let's scare the crap out of you about, you know, a couple of things that can go wrong. And then let's talk about solutions, how you can protect your privacy, how you can enhance your own security. And ultimately, at the end of the day, wouldn't it suck? Wouldn't it? Okay, let me just use me as a special boy case, okay? I've been at this for 2 years. I've been acquiring Epic Cash for 2 years. I believe 1,000% in Epic Cash, and I believe that the amount I have is going to one day be very fruitful and multiply. And wouldn't it suck if I fell for a scam and someone got my seed words and cleaned me out 2 years into this, just because I did one dumb thing, because these people are really smart out there. So with that as a tee up, Kim, I'd like to hand it over to you. I know you want to screen share a couple of things, but if you want to first introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about you. I think that would be helpful.
Excellent. Hello, everybody. And thank you, Uncle V. This is what security people always want, the chance to scare the pants off people and show them what they can do about it. So that's hopefully what we're going to do today. And as for me, I work in cybersecurity and I work in AI. I'm a linguist, so that goes into the AI, and all of it comes down to privacy and security, and all of that comes down to leadership. And leadership is you, me, corporate execs, whoever it is, it's everybody taking charge, because it's your data and it's your security. And if we don't stay aware and stay part of this conversation, things just keep happening in the background, and eventually we're not going to be able to change them. So that's what we're talking about today. I've done many years of work in cybersecurity, and the message is always the same. And the message is always the same because but people don't pick it up all the time.
Right.
This is your data. This is your security. You need to pay attention. And this is DeFi. You really need to pay attention. You need to understand the differences. So should we show them the video, the 1 minute video?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. We know me and Zoom are not always the best of friends. So hold on here.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my videos, Uncle V. Where did they go?
Oh, no. I do that all the time.
I stopped screen sharing, and then because they were, I'm going to share this screen. I apologize. There they go. Okay, you can see them?
Yep.
Okay, there we go.
So I was making dinner with my kids last week.
I can't.
Music, having a good.
Stop. You're sharing your desktop. So you need to go back.
Okay, sorry.
And then you should have, because we expanded it, you should be able to see it right there.
Yeah, that here. I'm going to just, it's not showing up on the screen share because it's full screen. So I just went back. And,
okay.
Yeah, so I just went back, and then I'll make it full screen after I share it. That's where I couldn't find it.
Perfect. Great.
All right, there we go.
This is what we do. We problem solve.
Excellent. Here we go.
So I was making dinner with my kids last week. We're listening to music, having a good time, and I get a phone call just as the macaroni on the stove is starting to boil. And they said it was the AT&T fraud division calling to warn me about a suspicious activity to my account, and somebody was trying to order 2 iPhones and ship them to a different address. I definitely did not order 2 new iPhones. So obviously I asked them to cancel the transaction. And they said, yeah, no problem. But in order to verify my identity, they needed me to read a code back to them that they were going to text to me. The fraud division also asked me not to log into my account for a few days while this, whole thing got settled. Well, guess what? It was a scam. Yep. What actually happened was that the scammer hit reset password on the official AT&T website, selected the text message verification option, and because the text message was sent to me, they needed my gullible self to read the code back to them. Once they read the code back to them, they were able to log into my account, lock me out, and purchase 2 new iPhones. A few days later, I get an email from AT&T about a possible fraud and that 2 new iPhones were purchased and shipped to a different address. It all made sense. After all, these scammers told me that they were going to do this. So I tried to log into my account to make sure everything was okay, but nope. Couldn't log in because my password was changed. That is when I knew I got scammed. Even though I had multi-factor authentication, these people were able to fool me using social engineering. Look, technology adds layers of security, but it can't always protect distracted dads like me, or anybody else for that matter. So no matter what, if you ever get an unexpected phone call, never, ever, ever give out any personal information like I did. Next time, I'll just hang up the phone, get the official number from the official website, and call back.
Very good.
There we go.
Very, very good.
I'm getting paid $1,000 a month, if not more, just from this app.
Yeah, you need to screen share
There we go. No, and we don't need to do, did you want to do the second one? We can do 2 if you like.
Nah, that one,
Good.
the first one was good.
I think so.
Yeah, let's I want to share with everyone. I mean, because I'm really tuned into the security stuff, but they're so good, these scammers, that they almost got me. I think I shared this on a live stream, but I had somebody call me on Friday at like 4:55 when I had, a tow truck here to tow my car because I just had issues with it. It wouldn't go into neutral or anything. It just sucked. But anyway, so I'm sitting here trying to get this to the car dealership before 6 p.m. when they close, and I get this phone call specifically strategically at 4:50, and it was an officer from the local police department informing me that I had missed jury duty and that there were 2 warrants out. And long story tolerable, he was very, very persuasive. He talked about it being the honorable judge, blah, blah, blah. And, we have your signed affidavit here. And long story tolerable. He ended up at one point, I mean, I was believing him. I'm like, I don't remember being in jury duty, but it was plausible because I had a bunch of issues with my dad and I was traveling, so maybe I missed something. And he ended up telling me that the way it had to work is you got to be able to take care of the 2 fines, $2,000 and $2,500, both different fines. And that's when my quarter red flag went up. And I'm like, my daughter's a police officer at Tampa PD. And so before I give you any information financial, I'm going to call her and verify that in the system, there's a warrant out for me. And then that's when he said, hold on, sir, clerk of court is on hold. Just you stand by. And then he put me on hold and he hightailed it out of there, So after about 5 minutes, he hung up. I hung up. And then it just hit me. And I called my daughter and she just started laughing at me. And she said, Dad, this scam is in every county all across the country. But to me, it was a real wake up call because I'm conscious of crypto, right? But the kind of the message here is these scammers are so creative. It's like even if you think you're in fear of getting arrested, if you get pulled over, because they tell you that, never, ever, ever give any financial information over the phone. So with that, I just wanted to tell people I'm as gullible as the next guy.
Well, then that really That's a great point, is what we always tell people. It's not if, it's when. And we will all get fooled at some point.
Yeah.
Look at Kevin Mitnick or anybody else you want to talk about. We get caught because we miss a detail. So it will happen to all of us. And good job for not falling for that one. But how, they get you right before 5 o'clock. They get you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And, I mean, and it was such a terse, demanding. He was like pissed off. Like, you say the wrong word and I will come over and arrest you now. That he had that command in his voice, and I'm like, hold on. You don't have to be he's like, what, sir?
Yep.
What, sir? And I said, you don't have to be a jerk, because I was believing him. Right. I'm like, right. I'm a professional. It's freaking Friday. I got my car being towed here. I need to get in the car with him. So give me a second, Yes.
And they can't, because that's the social engineering that was in that video.
Yes.
We want to get you. If we can't get you through your layers of security, we will get you by preying on your emotions, by preying on your stress levels, by preying on holiday shopping.
And you know what the scumbag did? He called my wife. She was driving back from Orlando. So he was going through the same thing with her. And what we learned is these scammers got our HOA list. And when I went on our HOA, community HOA, Facebook, I said, hey, I just want to let everybody know what just happened, just in case this scam comes to you. And I had like 3 or 4 neighbors say, oh, yeah, that happened to us last week, too. And I'm like, why didn't you put it in the Facebook chat? Why did I go through that?
Exactly. And we have to kind of learn to do this. It's a buyer beware, but it's a self-advocacy system as well. There is no, what else are we going to do with calls like you made like that you can tell the police? They can try and track them down. These people are gone before we get there.
I went to the attorneys general and they basically just said, we will log it. But these people, you cannot track them down. They probably a call center in, South America somewhere. Yeah,
exactly. And they're gone, and they're made to do this. They're made to be there and then gone and then there and then pop up. And yes. And so you can spend a lot of money trying to chase them, when really the best thing we can do is self-advocate like that and put it everywhere. Criminals are lazy. They're lazy and they're not all that bright. Most of them buy these programs. They don't write them themselves.
Yeah.
They buy them. So
do me a favor. I'm a newbie, right?
Yep.
We have newbies that are tuning in. We have lots of new folks that have come in from the 1,000 coin giveaways recently. And so hello to everybody. But why don't you tell us, specific to crypto, specific to Epic, what are some of the scams out there that people who are new should be aware of? Because these, it's just obvious to you, but maybe not others.
Yes. And that's a key point. It does become obvious after a while. And as a point of encouragement to everybody out there, it will become just as commonplace to you after a while as well.
Right.
And being able to share those stories quickly, like you just did, and understanding that's what you need to do, that'll become second nature as well after a while. So the first thing we need to do is understand that difference between DeFi and mainstream. And like you said, when you go to that helpline, it's you, it's your number, it's your line. If you go to the wonderful people in Epic, specifically if we're talking DeFi and cryptocurrency in Epic, the help channel, the community channel, any channel, they're wonderful, wonderful people, but they're volunteers. This is not, I don't know the American banks. This is not the Royal Bank or CIBC or Pinnacle, or you're not phoning someone where you can say, excuse me, you have to follow laws and you're being paid to do this. And then, I need help now, and therefore I can trust you. And there comes the social engineering for the scams you're talking about. If I've seen so many people get caught with many, and that is one of them. When you have somebody in a channel, the differences I have just explained to you are the differences they understand. Like you said, criminals are lazy. So what they do is they look for those kinds of things, the things that happen all the time. People coming in who may not realize the difference between a DeFi help channel and, I don't know, a bank help channel, like a regular fiat bank. So people are asking, and people get, new people get agitated, or they get nervous, or they get scared. And those are just keywords that filter for. Anybody can do that. And so if you start just looking for people who are a little bit scared, well, that's social engineering. And that's the same thing that they do in your email. When you get an email or your phone call you got, they want to scare you.
Yeah.
Adrenaline in your system. You have to do something now. Well, people coming into DeFi, is it really, really clear what you have to do now?
Wait, what is DeFi? Again, we're newbies. So,
sorry, decentralized finance. So from all of your shows, from all the Uncle V shows and everything, what we talk about, what we learn is this is not centralized finance. This is decentralized finance, which means we're not the World Bank. We're not even so much one of the it's not your keys, it's not your coins kind of online centralized basis. So we've got Binance, you've got all kinds of different centralized systems where they have your driver's license or your passport or whatever it was they took. If you go to the help channel there, how much you trust them is up to you, but they are being paid to be there if you go and talk to the help channels. If you come into decentralized finance, it is everybody. It's a community. It's grassroots. It's organic. It's we're all here.
Okay. Stop right there.
Okay.
You come in and let's say that there's one of our folks in the help desk that's just awesome, Sky King, volunteering his time, helping people and everything. And he identifies somebody who is having some issues. And then all of a sudden, this somebody having an issue feels a lot better because Sky King direct messages him.
Yeah.
And this newbie doesn't recognize that if you look at his handle, that there may be one letter that's transposed, right? Yep. And so he's impersonating Sky King. And these guys are so smart. So tell us what can happen when you come across an imposter.
Right. So, and that's a very good question. So when you come across an imposter, there's some basics, especially in decentralized finance or anytime you're online. If we tell you to look out for phishing emails, we tell you to look for the same things. Does it look a bit different? Did it come out of nowhere? Is it a normal behavior? Is there some way you just get an off feeling? Because we're wired, our brains are wired to that. If your feeling's just a bit off. But in DeFi, then we go that one layer deeper, which says, how does a new person coming in know that an admin will never DM them? And those are the kind of messages we have to get out right away. Here's the main thing scammers will do. They will DM you because what do we do? What do bullies do? What do cowards do? What do criminals do? They separate you from the herd.
Right. Yep.
And so anybody in DeFi, anybody anywhere that wants to separate you for no good reason, that's a problem and that's a red flag. Anybody should be able to help you in the main channel, should be able to do everything publicly. And that's one of those checks and balances that we use in those community channels is it is done publicly for a reason. And we have to get that message out.
Yes.
Nobody will just DM you out of the blue and nobody will ever phone you. Nobody. And what I try to teach people is how to set up their Telegram account to shut off that phone number so people can't phone them unless they want them to. You got a phone. You don't need Telegram to phone you unless there's somebody that you know on Telegram, one of your friends is on there. You can set it up so they can call. So that's one of the things I would tell them is one, look at real life and then apply it here. But apply it to the same things as would you answer an email from some random person? Well, in Telegram channels, that person that just DM'd you is some random person. You have no idea if it's Sky King because he does wonderful work and he's very helpful. But how hard is it to take a screenshot of his icon, put it on a new account, kind of give him the same name, sort of overlay it with enough stuff, join a few Telegram channels so you look legit, add a few links. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. And we have to remember the only reason criminals do it is because it works. They are lazy.
That's right. That's right. Now, here's something that is absolutely mind-boggling to me, but it's to your point that you just made. Okay. Right. I've said this many times, but I'll say it again because this is about epic security right now and protecting yourself. Okay. I'm 58 years old. I don't have hot chicks coming after me very often, but boy, oh boy, in Telegram, I think it must be my Uncle V profile picture or whatever, but I get a lot of DMs from really hot women that just say hello or Hi.
Well, and
and,
yes.
and it boggles my mind that people think that there may be somebody out there. It's the law of big numbers, people. If 1,000 people come into our community and they happen to, some of them be newbies, you may have 10 out of that 1,000 that's just, oh, I'm new to Telegram. Well, hello, how are you? And then all of a sudden this relationship starts to build, perhaps, and then it's the I'm the Egyptian prince, and boy, it could sure. So that's one. Whenever you see a single word hello from a stranger, delete that sucker, and it'll say delete from both sides. You delete it from both sides. That's one. Number two, Max Freeman and I exchange probably a gazillion telegrams during a week, right? And so every once in a while, out of the blue, I'll get a quick message from him that says, hey, I need a quick favor. Now, it'll be just that. There's no prior conversation. So if you ever get someone from somebody that you've had prior conversation, and it's some random generic question like that, if I responded back, what's up, Max? What do you need? He'll say, hey, I just need 1 BTC for 2 hours, please.
Wow, that's a good friend.
Or Binance coin, or I just need $2,000 for 2 hours max. So whenever you see those, just say F off, scammer. Well, that's what I do. You can just delete them, or
I tell newbies to delete. Yeah, feel free to, you and I might do the same thing there. And
then do they screenshot that and put it in? Where do they put it in our Telegram, just to alert?
That's a good point. So we made a scam gallery so that if you do have something like that, if you screenshot it, and then there is a channel called the Scam Gallery, and we can put all those links in, and it's meant to be a gallery. So there's a bit of discussion things going on, but if you go into every channel, of course, you can go underneath and look at links and media and things like that. So you could click the media part, and that way new people coming in start to get an idea of the variety of scammers that are out there and the variety of ways that it might appear to them. And I think there's a bit of sexism going on here, because I only get the hot girls too. I don't get hot guys scamming me. So that's the social engineering. It's a bunch of lazy criminals who get some kind of, like you said, whatever list. And these are just on autopilot. They're just going to go to
a lot of these are just program bots, and
absolutely they are.
And so that's, beware of the conversation from somebody you engage with. But if there's no prior conversation there, it's an auto scam it. Just auto scam it. Let's see what other scams can be out there. Anytime anyone ever tries to help you out and says, we need to regenerate your wallet, I'm going to send you a link to a website, and in that website, I don't want to see it. You'll be able to completely do it on your own, but you got to regenerate your, enter in your keywords and restore your wallet there. So they get you thinking that they're going to send you a link. It's going to go to a protected website that's going to allow you to restore whatever.
There's your key right there. They sent you a link. Do not ever click that link. If you think something's wrong with your Feed wallet or your MetaMask wallet or your whatever, open a new browser page. Type in what you usually type in, or go to your own bookmarks, whatever you do, and then go and check on things. Don't.
Let me ask you: when somebody is creating their a new wallet, is it a really good idea, just because it makes it easier for you later, to just screenshot those words?
No. Okay, that's one of my pet peeves. Thank you for that. No, because do not ever screenshot. Don't copy paste. Don't do anything. Okay, I always tell people, I have a book. See, it says My Evil Thoughts. It's my book. And inside this book, I have a pen. And with this pen, I write down seed words and passwords.
Yes.
Because there are so many ways criminals can. We said, okay, we're not even talking, if you want to say criminals, those are the scammers coming on Telegram in your computer. on your computer? Do you have Facebook? Have you ever used Snapchat? Have you used any kind of app, anything going out there?
Yeah.
Most of them have been found to actually grab everything from your clipboard, which means everything you copy paste with everything you screenshot, everything all hits your clipboard, and you can
Everyone
find
pay attention. This should scare the crap out of you.
it really,
How
really
many of
should.
us, how many of us have our notes and we're like, oh, I'll just type it, my keywords into my notes.
Yeah. No, you don't want to copy paste. You don't want to screenshot. You want to take a pencil and paper and write them down, because that's a clipboard. As soon as you press copy, it's a clipboard, right? Yes. And so TikTok, Snapchat. I mean, so there's just so many that have been exposed as doing this, and whether or not they're doing it today, you need to go online and check. But even if you remove an app from your computer, or say you close your Facebook account, you have to actually unhook everything behind it. It doesn't just naturally go away, which is another one of those things, much like going from a regulated bank to a DeFi. If you go from the way you think the world works to perhaps
the
the
Wild West.
does, exactly. You close your Facebook account or your TikTok account. What did you give them permission to do? Did you sign in with Gmail? Is that how you get into your account all the time? What permissions did you give them for your camera, for your microphone, for whatever?
Exactly.
You have to go in and unhook those and remove the whole thing from your computer, or else legally there's permissions that will
Let me ask you this. You do this for a living. So is that a service you provide to where somebody like, could I call you and say, hey, you know what? You effectively scared the crap out of me and I really want to boogeyman my computer or my cell phone, or what are the steps that I can do? Do you offer a consulting service for that?
Absolutely. I do cybersecurity consulting, and we do, we have an MSP. So we have a way that people can say, here, I need a plan. We need a plan. I've got a business, a small business, a church, a community center, whatever it is. So we do have a consulting service that will look at everything, give you an overview, and tell you what your best options are for being secure, for not getting ransomware, for not getting phished or anything like that.
Max is coming in, just FYI. Hey, Max is stealing. Hey, Max is stealing. How are you?
Hey. Sorry I'm late. I just finished with Leah. That was great.
Oh, the DNA of Bitcoin. So you laid that one down, huh?
Oh, it was wonderful. Can't wait for you to hear it. Yeah.
Here she is, undressing Bitcoin.
Nice.
Why don't you real quickly tell us a little bit about Leah and what just happened, Max?
Yeah. So first of all, she was fully dressed. So let's get that out of the way. Her outfit was lovely. No, it was great. So we talked for a little over an hour. We probably covered a couple hundred different points in there. It's my 12th one. These things get better with practice.
Your 12th one. What, you're acting like everybody knows what you're talking about.
So, okay. So this was the 12th. This was the 12th episode of the DNA of Bitcoin podcast. So I'm doing a podcast series in conjunction with the book DNA of Bitcoin. And so she was the 12th guest that we had in this 1 hour podcast discussion format. And I asked her, okay, in your mind, what is Bitcoin? What's it supposed to do? What was Satoshi trying to achieve? What is important to you? She said that having something that was beyond the reach of government interference, that had a fixed supply that could be used privately, and didn't rely on trust, and all these other things were why she was attracted to Bitcoin. And so that's great, because she has the orange coin, logo on her marketing materials, but the network that she's using cannot do those things. And it was a great chance to fill her in on a lot of things that she wasn't aware of. And so she's really talking about Epic, and in time, as she learns more, we'll probably end up going, well, based on what I want this system to do and what it needs to be able to do for me, Epic is better. So it's a slow boil, and it takes time, people, to adjust. But based on what she said, the BTC network can't do what she wants it to do, not even today, and in future, the functionality will be compromised even further. So yeah, it was a great conversation.
Share with us a little bit of her bona fides, and who is Leah, other than the author of Undressing Bitcoin?
So she has 481,000 Twitter followers, 227,000 on YouTube. She goes on channels like CNBC and so forth. She talks to a lot of prominent Bitcoin voices. I remember listening to a podcast she did with Pomp for an hour and a half. Sailor follows her. She had a few other potential guests that she said she would help line up and get on the show. And all in all, I mean, there were only a few points that we didn't necessarily agree on, but probably 95% plus we did, which was the most in alignment of any guest. So hopefully over time, if our community can engage with her and give her a warm welcome and show her that really, maybe you need to put blue eyes instead of red lasers on your profile, and switch to sparkling water instead of orange Kool-Aid, then it'll be better for you long term.
So this today is it's called, Epic, what the heck did I call it? Epic. Let's dismiss that so I can see. This is Epic Online Security Public Service Announcement. So Max, while we have you, Max Freeman is founder of Epic Cash Protocol. And Max, why don't you tell us a little bit about Epic Cash for those who might be new, and how security was such a big part of your design?
So, excuse me, for those who don't know, Epic is peer-to-peer electronic cash designed according to the original Satoshi standard outlined in the white paper of a payment network that can be used without relying on a trusted third party that is decentralized, that allows for anonymous usage and for transactions to remain private. So with Epic, you can do private permissionless payments. You can pay anyone, anywhere, any amount, anytime, any reason inside of a minute for under a penny, and nobody can stop you. Today, the network can do over 1 million transactions a day. Within 5 years, it will be doing over 1 billion. And by that time, the primary competitor, if it still exists, BTC, will still be doing the same 350,000 transactions a day that it does today. So Epic uses a technology called Mimblewimble as one of its core foundational elements that basically compresses all transactions in a block with all other transactions in a coin join, and also applies something known as cut through. So instead of a 450 gigabyte chain file that grows at 40 gigs a year, and you can't really expand the capacity of the network without causing other problems elsewhere, with Epic, you can really have your cake and eat it too. Our nodes are under 4 gigabytes, which makes them take 20 minutes to synchronize instead of 4 weeks. You can run it on ordinary hardware, and you can also mine on ordinary hardware. So with Bitcoin Core, you need a specialized computer known as an ASIC, which costs between $5,000 and $10,000. It can only run for about 2 years before it needs to be replaced. And then it creates an e-waste problem. So with Epic, it's mined on commodity hardware. It uses a multi-algorithm design known as polyphasic proof of work, where it runs different algorithms in parallel, and the other ones are on standby waiting for their turn to process a block. So the system uses about 2/3 less electricity. And also in terms of staying secure, an attacker needs 51% of all 3 algorithms to double spend and mess with it rather than just one. And another element of security is that quantum computers are finally on the horizon. I spoke yesterday with the ex-head of quantum computing for IBM. One of our partners through Copper that we're working with is interested in getting some promotional exposure on the Trillions show. And so he was downloading for me how he sees the world with quantum computers. And he was over the moon when I told him that we already had a structured lattice-based algorithm that's quantum resistant called dilithium crystals that is immune from that. So by the time quantum computers are a threat, we will long since have already pushed a quantum resistant algorithm to mainnet. And so that's a concern for others, but not really for us.
Such a shitcoin it is, Epic Cash.
It's overpriced too. I mean, yeah. 8 million market cap. I remember when it was 50 grand. I'm not buying that today. Are you kidding me?
Last night I did a show with Ab the Fakeologist. I think many of you would enjoy going and listening back to that. Rarely do you see this side of me, but I got pretty feisty with an ankle biter who basically was just asserting that we're just simply, a fork of grin, nothing special. So how would you address with that one who knows all?
Well, if you roll in the mud with pigs, you're going to get dirty. And if you tussle with dogs, you're going to get fleas. And so there's a great Satoshi quote from 2009. He said, "If you don't believe me or you don't understand, I'm sorry, I don't have time to educate you." And so everyone gets the price they deserve. Yep. I think Bitcoin Core is a fine choice for that person. Tether is probably also good. Maybe CBDC is more to his liking. Yep. So a person like that gets what they deserve, and Epic is probably not for you. Grin is actually down. So 2 years ago when we launched, Grin was, or 2.5 years, one Grin was over $10. You can buy a Grin today for 4 cents. Now it's probably going to be cheaper next year. I think it'll be more like 1 cent. So you may want to wait. Why? Because the emission is infinite. Grin has a supply of 125 million. Our supply is 15 million. Their supply grows at 30 million a year. Our supply gets cut in half every year. There's another halving this summer. So if you're looking for an inverse store of value that gets cheap, that's better for your needs. I mean, who knows? We shouldn't judge. Different strokes for different folks.
I love it. Perfect response.
You do you, buddy.
Exactly. So, okay, Kim, this is your movie, and we're just here to support you. We were just going through, Max, different ways that people scheme you and scam you, and I shared the stories about you just needing 2 B&B for just 2 hours, and and just the quarter red flags that we just need to completely be persistent on the watch for. So what else, Kim? What else shall we talk about relating to online security and helping people stay safe?
I think things we talked about earlier, and if we expand on them in a couple of ways, we're talking about social engineering. We talk about changing your passwords, and we talk about two-factor authentication, all of those good things, and then all of the security protocols and things that Epic has in place simply as it exists. And as we expand out into everybody's everyday use of Epic, and especially if you're new, what we need to expand out into is getting that word out about what the basics are, and also understanding whatever choices you make. If you're in a community like Epic, whatever choices we are making, you're exposing other people as well. So there's a lot of those little videos out, like the one I showed at the beginning. But basically, if you get a phishing email and you click on it, most of those phishing emails, what they do is they're going to go through your contact list. So now that same email that you just got, that you clicked on, went to everybody in your contact list, and whatever happens to you is now going to happen to them. So we have to be.
You know, let's tell people what phishing is. It's not FISH, it's PHISH. Tell everybody what a phishing email is.
It's an email that comes much like in a Telegram channel. If you have a scammer come in and say, hey, click this link, I'm going to, you're going to win a prize, or you're going to get more Epic, or, there's something really good.
Or there's something wrong with your electric bill. Please click this link. And
they dangle it. It's phishing. Yeah. So they dangle something in front of you that you click on because we're human. Because as much as it's phishing, it's still social engineering.
For 5 years now, my day job, our head of security, he has just built it in to where I don't know when, but I know that I will get a phishing email that is from him. And he's very, very clever at it. And after we've gone through all of our training, if you click on it, man, you get on the naughty list really quickly.
We have those. We segregate those lists, and you get more training if you click on the phishing.
That's right. But you know what? I don't click. I don't fall for them anymore, because you're right. They're clever, but they're also kind of, not.
Yes, they're clever because they prey on us as human beings. And once we learn that we don't owe that person on the other end of that email anything, you don't have to click on the link. You don't have to do anything. Well, they said, well, it doesn't matter. Well, they offer.
IRS, that's another big one here in the United States.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, anything from the IRS, just recognize they're not going to email you.
No, they're not going to email you. And neither is Amazon going to email you, especially when you don't have an Amazon account, or you don't have your credit card on your Amazon account. But Black Friday, what happens all across everywhere that Amazon reaches, that's the biggest phishing scam going, is that because people click and they go, oh my God, what if something's actually wrong? Well, open a new window in your browser, type in Amazon.com, sign into your account, and see what happened. And 99% of the time, absolutely nothing happened. And we just have to look at those. If you get a bad feeling for any reason, they're good. Oh my God, I just had to go on vacation, and I need you to go and take these gift cards to the people down the street because they're sick and they have COVID. That literally happened up here not long ago. And
wow.
But it comes from your neighbor. So somebody clicked on a phishing email, got this person's email because it went through their contact list, and now could send emails as that person. So you're getting emails that literally are from your neighbor, but because they're not even there, they're on vacation.
So wait, Kim, I'm confused here because there's been all kinds of very helpful people on the internet offering to help reset my wallet. They said they wanted to verify my seed word.
Nice.
You mean these people don't have my best interests at heart?
No. And Uncle V, before you started, we were talking about, I have
my word.
Thoughts.
Yeah.
So this is where I store everything. We don't screenshot. We don't copy paste. We don't do anything to put anything on a clipboard, because unless you want to give it to TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, whoever the hell's still doing it, you can get updated lists. You write it down in a book. And yes, all of those wonderful, helpful people like to earn money for nothing. They're lazy. So they just do that. And
I'll just insert here. I have my crypto book, my crypto, seed word Bible, that everything is in there. But I will tell you, fires happen. So make sure you get a fireproof bag to be able to insert it in there, right? And then your seed words, like to your major wallets, like Epic or wherever there's access to any kind of wealth. You want to make sure you go to Amazon, you put in 24-word seed word metal plates. They'll send those to you. You just get a little Dremel drill at Home Depot or whatever, and you engrave your seed words. And you do that like on 3 different sets of plates, and you make sure that they're hidden either in your house or, I don't even trust that my house is good enough, man. We have tornadoes here in Florida. So I want to be able to have it at another trusted party's house. So I'm just saying that this is so serious that these seed words, I mean, Max, what would you estimate from Bitcoin, how many Bitcoin have been lost over the years from people just not having access to lost their seed words?
It's quite a bit. Nobody knows the numbers, but so there's 19.6, I think it is 19.2, something like that, million on the ledger itself. If you look at how many coins haven't moved for 10 years or more, I would say probably at least 500,000, maybe 1 million. So something like 2 to 5% would be my best guess, maybe as high as 10. But luckily for the people who prefer their Kool-Aid flavor orange and their eyes lasered out, that there's way more than that get created through fractional reserve and rehypothecation. So I asked Leah today, she said that one of the most important things of why she was attracted to Bitcoin was the scarcity and the 21 million. And so we went through fractional reserve and rehypothecation and determined that there's 44 to 50 million effective supply. So they can make more than people lose, which, of course, I jest, that's not a good thing. But it is a problem for these networks like super long term. So imagine in 20 years, the impact of that. You tried to design a system that had one scarcity profile and carefully balance the forces of supply and demand, which relate to security provision through hash rate and fees and stuff. But now that's kind of been subverted. And so ECK, which is a Canary Network version of Epic that's coming later this year, ECK introduces a demurrage fee, or some people pronounce it demurrage. Basically, it's a variable rate fee that the longer the coins sit on the network, there is a fee that basically recycles that back into the system, just like when your cells break down, when your body breaks down a dead cell, it'll reuse those amino acids, nothing gets wasted. The way ECK works is if you leave your coins on the network for 10 years and then you spend them, you're going to pay 99% of the value of your coins in a fee. So if you find an old wallet, you'll still get something, you'll get 1%. If it's 9 years, it's a 10% fee. So you get 90% haircut. 8 years, 80%, you keep 20 and so on. And then all the way down to if you spend your coins within an hour, you get 0.0001% fee. So since our goal there is to encourage velocity, we found a way to tweak it through the tokenomics and also mitigate the impact of lost coins, because in ECK, if there's that many coins that haven't gotten spent for a while, we know that when they do, those are going to go back into fresh hands through the mining. So
you said something earlier. You said that when you actually look at the Bitcoin blockchain, the BTC blockchain, you can actually see the number of coins that haven't moved. Now, they have a 10-year head start on us. So in 10 years, tell us how people are going to come into the Epic Cash blockchain and see how many haven't moved.
Yeah. Yeah, they can't.
They can't.
Yeah.
There you go.
Unpack that so everybody understand that you can actually see the coins on the BTC ledger, right? You can go in and see every coin, and there are companies that are $20 billion companies that all they do is analyze that blockchain and share that information with people. Well, guess what? When they try to go into the Epic blockchain and find your coins or my coins or Kim's coins or the coins that have moved this month or ones that haven't for a year, they can't see squat.
Right. Yeah, so the way Epic works, it's unique, unlike any other blockchain that doesn't use Mimblewimble, because so imagine you walk into a room and there's a puddle of water on the floor and the guy standing there says, man, 6 hours ago, you missed this amazing mermaid ice sculpture. It was beautiful. Well, how can you know that there was ice there? Well, you know there was a certain amount of ice from the water. So in terms of the cryptography underlying it, you know that 0 + 1 = 1, and there's no funky business. But through a process known as cut through, the intermediate transaction data is discarded. So imagine you're doing your taxes for your small business at the end of the year, and you have a shoebox full of receipts, and you give that to your accountant, and he just says, okay, here's how much you spent on meals and entertainment, and here's how much you spent on equipment, and here's how much money you owe, and so on. Now you throw that granular data away of, okay, you bought $12 worth of chicken for lunch. Now it just goes into the sub ledger there. You kind of lose access to that granular data through that cut through compression process. So let's say you and I and Bad Wolf are doing transactions on BTC, and I send you a coin, you send it to Kim, she sends it to me, I send it back to you, and then it goes back to Kim. So there's what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 transactions. BTC is like a VHS tape that it has to replay the network from the beginning of time, from 2009 when it started, and trace the unbroken chain of signatures all the way through, including those 4 transactions, to make sure that 0 + 1 = 1. Wow. In the case of Epic, what it does is it says, okay, you sent a coin to Kim, she sent it to me, I sent it to you, and you sent it back to Kim. So we're just going to record that last leg, the net change of balance, +1 over here, plus or -1 over there, and the 1 in the middle, because he stays at 0, that doesn't even get reflected. It's just a list of unspent transaction outputs in the chain. And that's quite unique, because older privacy tech like Monero, as an example from 2014 with CryptoNote, it actually retains that data indefinitely. It's just scrambled. So if you're doing a transaction and there's 10 other people in that ring, now it's 16, so it's a little bit better. You've got 15 other decoys that it could be. Well, what if 5 of those have their wallet compromised, or they're sloppy with their OPSEC or something? Well, now you're hiding in a smaller pool, and the surveillor can see that, okay, there's a 97% chance that this one was you, and before it was only 22%. So we're going to send brown shirted thugs to your house at 4 o'clock in the morning and throw you in a COVID prison.
Hey, thank you. I'm old, so I have to say things when they're on my mind. I want to let everyone know on Friday we have our Epic Cash Live at noon, of course. But if everybody goes to YouTube and you search for Crypto Kings, that's KINGZ, subscribe to his channel, because at 6 o'clock Eastern time, Max and I are going to be guests on his show, where he has almost 7,000 very crypto savvy subscribers. And we are going to do 1,000 coin giveaway like we did with Jaron's community, that went so well. From that airing to today, we have over 100 new Epic Pay holders that each have 10 coins at least, because a lot of people are tipping and it's really, really cool. They went and they gave 5-star reviews. So if they did that, you know, we're providing some additional coin love for those who show their review. So these giveaways are a big deal, and you know, they're being funded by us community members. So it's just one of those things. We haven't asked anybody for anything. There's a group of us that are funding these, because I personally look at this as, you know, my bag of Epic has a marketing budget in it. So I'm happy to give away some coins to fresh new people who come in. Now, what's happened since then? The price of Epic has gone up this last week. So it's because you have all these enthusiastic new community members that came in. So everybody, please be welcoming to them. But I'd love it if everyone could rally for Crypto Kings 6 p.m. Eastern live stream, and we can get a lot of Epic Cash community members in there, just saying hi to his community, you know, welcoming them, answering any questions, and then let's get a lot of people. You know, we're going to give another 100 away, 10 away to 100 people, and this crypto Kings, he did the most amazing video the other day, which is how we came across him. He just did it and posted it and wow, Max, it was just amazing. It was short, like maybe 7 minutes or whatever, but he just nailed it. And now he could not be more enthusiastic. So to have a guy like him that knows his stuff about crypto literally pivot and become he told us in a conversation, he goes, I'm all in on Epic. I'm not acquiring any other coin from now on. It's Epic. So it's so cool. So just wanted to let everybody know. Max, do you have anything to add on that?
No, I'm excited. It was actually 26 minutes. We're talking about the same video. So thank you, Crypto Kings.
And it is linked in my show notes. So if you're watching this, go down and please, you'll be able to find it and click on it.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And it's entertaining as well. New Zealand has a very unique accent. So I don't know about you, but sometimes I find myself going, what in the hell did he just say? Fair warning there, but Epic is for everyone. Also buyepiccash.com is up. It's got great instructions for newbies, all the way up to experts and people in the middle. Change Now is coming together. CoinStore, an exchange out of Singapore, is hopefully coming on stream toward the end of the month. Knock on wood. So yeah, everything's really coming together. And as I always say, it works best if you work it. If you're just kind of sitting there waiting for your coins to appreciate and for other magical somebodies to make you rich, then respectfully, please sell your coins and go away. Otherwise, get your oar in the water and start rowing with us, because we were at $7 a year ago, almost $7, when we had hardly anything compared to today. And so my advice for Crypto Kings and anyone else out there, especially if you have the wisdom and conviction to go all in, the only thing standing in the way between you and dynastic wealth at any level is your self-imposed limiting belief that you can't be. It's still early enough in that journey. Now, when we're $50, the upside will be more moderate, but certainly today at 50 cents, there is that chance. And so in my journey in crypto over the past 6 years, you want to talk about a regret minimization framework. Most people that I talk to have regrets that they didn't make the right moves. And if they knew then what they know now, then woulda, coulda, shoulda, their life would be very different. And so my advice would be to do your own homework, do your thinking for yourself, and recognize that in a time of radical change, a paradigm shift in money, the old orthodox thinking that may have served you well over decades of an investing career or life or managing money, those rules may not really apply anymore, scary as that is. So Freeman U, t.me/Freeman U is there to help. The Epic Cash community is very welcoming. And if we play our cards right, this can really be a breakthrough year for us.
Oh, 2023, we're going to crush it. I mean, it's all coming together. Shout out to the community. It's like we are just a community, but I don't go engage with other crypto communities, so I'm certainly biased here. But I imagine if I did, I just can't imagine that there would be a community with more positive people who don't eat their own, who are so open to the notion of Epic is for everyone, and we mean everyone. And if we don't believe Epic is for everyone, then we're just all full of shit, and we aren't. So it's just like, you're right, Max. I mean, last year when we were at our all-time high, we didn't have any of the great positive things going on that we do now. So it's just wild. So, all right. So we are up to an hour, and I do have to hop on a call here for my day job. So this was my lunch hour. They let me do this over my lunch hour, everyone. So, okay.
Thanks, everybody.
Kim, how can they find you in Telegram?
Oh, you can find me Bad Wolf C, and you can find me at the security channel. So we can
too fast on the handle. At what?
Sorry, Bad Wolf Z, or that's my personal handle, or
So BADWOLFZ.
yes.
Okay, great.
And the security channel. That's the best place.
Okay, what is the name of the security channel?
It's called, and I'm gonna have to get, because Mother Trucker named it, and so it's a bit longer. So it's actually called, in terms of the actual channel, it is called Epicenter Security and Safety. So I have to go back and remind myself sometimes.
Okay.
Epicenter Security and Safety. That's what it's
But if somebody just types in security and safety, it'll pop up, I promise. So
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well,
always DM somebody to find it. Or go on the community channel. Sorry.
Great. Thank you. You've been an excellent guest and very informative. And Max, thank you. I think he bolted already. He had a 1 o'clock hard stop. So everyone in the chat, I hope you have a great rest of the week and look forward to seeing you Friday, hopefully twice. So until then, everybody, cheers.
Thank you.